Hello, this is Brian again. The last clip kind of cut off, ran out of memory, but I was mentioning large coyote brush here, very large specimens of it. Down here in this disturbed canyon bush here, there is a lot of coyote brush down in the floodplain. So yeah, sorry about the last clip. I finished up a memory card. Yeah, this is a beautiful place. I think San Clemente Canyon is lusher for the most part, but I really love seeing these different canyons, because each canyon, well, it might have basically the same key elements, you know, dry grassy and mustards and invasives, mix it with lush canyon bottoms with willows and sycamores, oaks and cottonwoods, and sage scrub, and even some chaparral plants here and there. They all share a lot of the same key elements: San Clemente, Tecolote, Rose Canyon, Ruffin Canyon, and canyons I've yet to go to, which hope to visit soon. Yes, they may have a lot of the same elements, but each individual canyon is just a nice little spot to get away from the insanity of life. Love how this side of the canyon is real steep and tall, and that side is a lot shallower, it looks like. Well, see, just like San Clemente Canyon, Rose Canyon has a thoroughfare cut right through the middle of it. This time it's a set of train tracks. Train tracks cut through the bottom, whereas San Clemente Canyon is cut through by Highway 52. The canyon walls in San Clemente Canyon, especially on the south side, tend to be steeper and taller, a little bit taller. I think we're coming up on another old elderberry. See, now this canyon's covered in ice plant, or call it Hottentot fig, Carpobrotus. It's this plant here in the Meson family, the Isoaceae, was introduced to control erosion on slopes in the coastal areas. And these have different varieties, some with purple, some with yellow flowers. You can never tell them apart. I haven't been able to tell species apart, but they call it Hottentot fig or sea fig, and it was originally used to control erosion, but from what I understand, it really didn't do so hot with that, but it spread like wildfire. Now it's down here near the canyon bottom. Okay, so in the last really brief clip, I showed you a really old blue elder. Well, here's another really old blue elder. Maybe not quite as old, but look at how fantastic these things get when they get old. We get some large trunks when they get old. And remember, these are not large trees by nature, but when they get old and rugged like this, they are so picturesque. This is a beautiful, beautiful blue elderberry. You don't really never see them get super tall, but sometimes they get very widespread like this. The architecture is incredible on these blue elderberry bushes and trees. Wow. So much fun checking those out. I love when they get like that. Beautiful University City neighborhood up here. Ooh. Somebody's even... Ooh. Yeah, somebody's got Monterey Pine planted up there. That looks like a Monterey Pine over there. Pinus radiata, radiata. Yeah. I remember as a kid I used to see them planted here a lot in San Diego, and they still are. Since we're closer to the coast here, Monterey Pines tend to do a lot better than they do further inland, where they succumb to canker diseases, unfortunately. So we're about to enter a shady tunnel. I don't know how far I'm going to go in, but I'm going to just keep going for a while. Ooh. Ooh. Salt bush. Ooh, yeah. Looks like Atriplex landiformis, I think. Doesn't look so woody, though. It looks like Atriplex landiformis. Sometimes they should become pretty woody shrubs with age. It could be Atriplex landiformis. Occasionally you'll find those here in the coastal canyons. They have a much higher salt tolerance than most of the other native plants. You'll see them along the coast. You'll see salt bush species in the desert. Especially where there's disturbed ground, where a lot of times they get flooded, and sometimes there's a little bit of salinity in the soil. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Ooh, it's beautiful down here. All of a sudden it just got thickly forested. I mean, I saw these trees up ahead, but ooh, wow, we have just hit. Ooh, a beautiful spot here. Another big sycamore in there. Surprised there are not a lot of large coast live oaks here. Not a lot of super large ones. They're getting bigger down here, though. Oh, wow. I'm loving this stretch. It's nice, cool, and shady in here. Oh, wow. Oh, this is outstanding. There's something huge in there, too. There's a huge tree trunk. Oh. A really old sycamore. Had a huge set of trunks on it, but it died back. But of course, seeing that there are branches here, let's wipe this off for a second. Sorry about that. This tree resprouted from its roots. You can see there's a humongous old trunk in there. Incredible, absolutely incredible, incredible. I think we're getting some older live oaks too. I love when they get old. Like sycamores, they get all gnarly, and a lot of times they're multi-trunk too when they get super old. Yeah. Oh, this is incredible. This is beautiful. This is a great spot right here. Another really old sycamore. So you can see it's had some dieback, and then of course regrowth. I noticed that a lot here. Some of these sycamores are hundreds of years old. Here before, probably some of these sycamores here were here before before even the Spanish came, perhaps. I'm not good at telling tree ages on sight, and I'm sure as hell I'm not getting a tree boring kit. I just don't like the idea of coring into a tree. Ooh, desert wild grape, Vitis gurdiana. I don't usually see that too often for some reason. I figured I'd see it more than I do. Especially I've been hanging out in these riparian corridors, but that's a grapevine right there. One of our native grapes. I think it's the only native grape here in Southern California. So there's a Vitis californica. I don't think that's native here though. I'm trying to see if I see any fruits or anything developing. Well, this is what used to be the flowers that will turn into the grapes. It has a nice little colony of it here. Sometimes I've seen this plant in Orange County where sometimes it'll take over a huge area of riparian woodland and forest like this. At Santiago Oaks Regional Park, I've seen unbelievable masses of this plant near Santiago Creek. That was before I started filming my hikes. I'm trying to see, maybe they might be developing into their grapes. You gotta come like late summer and fall to see them. They turn purple and ooh. Seems like when we enter the forest, it's always when it really gets insane. Here's another humongous old sycamore trunk. That's a massive trunk. That's bigger than, that trunk is wider than a lot of the huge ponderosa pines I've seen that are like 180 feet tall in our mountains. That's how wide that trunk is. And here's a coast live oak stand right here. Younger trees, of course, but absolutely stunning. There's a lot more wild grape over on the other side here too. Look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that. That's a beautiful coast live oak woodland. Actually, it's almost like a small forest as opposed to a woodland. But here's more of that wild grape. Growing mixed in with poison oak, willows. Wow. I didn't expect it to be this crazy wooded over here. I always thought it'd be more exposed here in most of this canyon. Not that I'm complaining, of course. You know me, I love being in the forest and woodlands. What's this? Oh, an interpretive sign, coast live oak. Another old sycamore. But yeah, I've seen some of these sycamore individual trunks on multi-trunked specimens, like a single trunk from the 5 or 6 trunks that I have that are wider and fatter than some of the ponderosa pines I've seen. If those get huge trunks and really tall. Mule fat. Baccharis viminea. Yeah, viminea was the old name. It's salicifolia. Ooh, we still got some roses. Those things smell so nice. They smell great like your garden roses. They really do. Ooh, very heavily perfumed. Very awesome experience to smell native roses here. There are a few species here in San Diego County. The one you're going to come across here in coastal San Diego County, in the inland foothills and for the most part in the mountains, is Rosa californica, which is the California rose, or some people call it the California wild rose. Oh, just about at Genesee, I think. Definitely have to find another trailhead, explore more of this canyon. It goes on for quite a ways, if I remember correctly. But I'm just going to keep following this up. But yeah, so I was saying, Rosa Californica is the one you're going to be most likely to find by far. That's the one that's down here in Rose Canyon. I think it's Genesee Avenue. So this will be my turnaround point. Okay, well, back to what I was saying again. There are other species of Rosa here in San Diego County. One near Otay Mesa is called Rosa minutifolia. Has really tiny pinnately compound leaves, like rose leaves, but much smaller. Very rare endemic. And then there's Rosa gymnocarpa, variety gymnocarpa, which is found on Palomar Mountain. And like, if you've ever seen a rose hip, the rose hips have these little papery remnants of the flowers of the old calyx left over. Gymnocarpa doesn't have it, whereas the other ones do. Let's see, I gotta look for flower buds on this one, because this is a species of Matilija Poppy. My intuition is telling me that this is Romneya trichocalyx. It's the one most commonly found here in San Diego County. I think it's the more common of the two species of Romneya I'm aware of. There's this one and Romneya coulteri. Now, it's best when you see buds. See, these are the old flowers that died off. If you see a rounded flower bud that is bald, or a flower bud that's bald, not bristly, that's Romneya coulteri. Coulter's Matilija Poppy. If you see the flower bud and it's got these bristly hairs on it, it's Romneya trichocalyx, Hairy Matilija Poppy. Now this doesn't have any flower buds left on it, unfortunately. But this and Romneya coulteri basically have the largest flowers of any California native plant species. Romneya coulteri, its flowers are a little bit larger, but they also call it fried egg plant because it looks like it's a fried egg with the yolk in the middle. But this is a member of the poppy family, the Papaveracea, and I don't see it extremely often, but sometimes you'll find colonies of it here in Southern California. Like I said, ours is most likely Romneya trichocalyx, and Romneya trichocalyx is supposed to have more deeply lobed leaves as well. So I'm going with Romneya trichocalyx. I wish there were still some flower buds on it, but it looks like I'm a little too late for that, for complete and full-blown identification purposes. But I can get quite tall. I can get taller than you. This seems to get up to like 8 feet tall, sometimes maybe even a little taller. And it looks like a shrub, but it's actually an herbaceous plant, and it's deciduous. It usually during the summer and late summer and fall months, these plants will go leafless, and during the winter, these plants will be leafless, and then they'll leaf out during the rainy season. So again, this is Romneya trichocalyx, Hairy Matilija Poppy. And here's Genesee Avenue. And a large Torrey pine. I guess it's turnaround time. So, I think it's going to do it here for this Rose Canyon hike. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed recording it. Had a lot of fun hiking this area. And I will see you on my next venture. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.